So I imagine you have bosses who give you stress too for different reasons. He may look nice, he scares me. This guy used to be a hostage negotiator, and now he's my boss. And evidently, I'm kind of glad to hear so many of the presenters tonight get stressed by students texting in their class, because it's one of the major things that stresses me out, because I'm trying to lecture and no one's paying attention to what I'm saying, and I think it's very important, and I have theory of mind, so I'm thinking about what they're talking about and thinking about and texting, and I'm not thinking about what I should be thinking about. It's awful. It's a whole thing, and then I start to shake and leave the classroom. So you can imagine looking at this, trying to talk and educate young minds, and this is what you see. My husband. We're working on it. My children. They're twins and they're 5. It's not that my husband and children are enough to drive me crazy, but they have a dog. It's their dog. It's my source of stress. Okay, so you get the idea. These are probably the same types of things that are happening to all of us every day, multiple times a day. So it's not just that it happens to some people and it doesn't happen to other people. Some people are more at risk of succumbing to some of the health consequences of all of these things. So these are the things that are going to kind of put you at risk. Keeping in mind, this is what your stress response system is evolved to do. This is what it's really doing, right? Dealing with all of these things. So the things that are going to kill you, basically, it's unremitting stress. And it's not, it turns out, it's not just unremitting stress. If you really want to kill somebody, you don't want to use pharmacology, you don't want to go to jail, the good way to do it is unremitting, unpredictable stress. So if I wanted to kill my husband, and I don't, he's a wonderful person and a biologist, but if I did, if I went in every day and I punched him in the face at 2 p.m., every day I go and punch him in the face at 2 p.m., what's going to happen? Is he going to get really stressed? He might divorce me, but is he going to get really, really stressed? No, because what's going to happen? He's going to be like, oh, I know she's going to come punch me in the face. Right. So what you really, really, really want to do is you want to give somebody stress that they don't know what's going to happen, and it's never ending. Right? That's the good stuff. So one of the worst things you can do for yourself, one of the worst careers you can do, and I'm sorry if you do this, is long-term caregivers. These guys are in a host of trouble. You never know if Johnny's going to have a good day, a bad day. You can't control what's happening. This is awful for your health. Make your aunt do it. Don't be that guy. Okay. So the inability to adjust to stress, and this is me. I'm a high responder rat. And you know who these people are too. These are the people who just react to everything, right? My boss yells at me, I freak out. My colleague said, oh, you were late today, and I'm worried about it. Everything kind of gives us increased heart rate very easily. This is not a good way to live your life. The other thing is reactivation to stress, and you know who you are, and you know who these other people are because they don't leave you alone. These are the people that something happens to them. Oh, my boss yelled at me, and then I go home like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what my boss did. He yelled at me. And then I say the whole thing. And then I call my 10 closest friends, and I tell them what happened. And every time I do this, I'm reactivating that same HPA axis. I don't need the tiger to bite me. I can make that stuff happen just by thinking about it. And the last thing is, I guess these would be the psychopaths. So a blunted HPA activation, it's also not good to not respond to stress at all. You need a little bit of stress to respond. So we don't want our HPA axis to get dysregulated. We don't want to die of stress. We want to live healthy lives. So I know you're really depressed right now. So the good news is, because the source of stress for us is in our heads, we're making it up. No one's punching us in the face. Nobody's starving us. We're all living long and healthy lives, hopefully. All the stress that we have is coming from here. It's processive. It's psychological. It's that kind of stress that we're constantly thinking about. So the good news is you won't die from stress, maybe, if I show you the next few slides. You are in control of your stress.